I was in church one day, and some kids in classroom saw my M right there, and they literally burst out laughing right in front of when the teacher was trying to read out the Bible. I should say it was a mini little Bible, and he just kept on reading. He didn't even do anything about it, and I guess they kept on saying, "What's the M stand for?" So they said Mickey Mouse or McDonald's, and started coming up with a whole bunch of random stuff that started with an M. It hurt. I didn't say anything because I didn't talk to most people. I kind of quit talking. It kept on happening, and I remember running into the bathroom, and I literally curled up under the sink in the corner and just cried. And then finally I came out, and right when the bell rang, it kind of reminded me of school because they had this bell that would ring after that class was over. And I came out, and there they were. They came out like right when I came out of the bathroom. They literally pointed it and started laughing and doing this. And even though it wasn't I didn't cut there. I cut right here. But still, they did that. At the time, I didn't really know what. It didn't really occur to me that people actually cut their wrists. And then finally, I made this awesome, nice friend, and we really had fun. We would go to the old barn over there, and we would literally run around and like make swords and stuff, and pretend we're in like medieval times, and it was so much fun. And we did that for a while, but then after she started becoming more popular, and since I wasn't really that popular in school, and I was more of, I didn't like to be around other people, I just wanted to hang out with that girl. She seemed so nice and stuff. But then she started making up excuses not to come over, and I don't really have any other friends besides her, so I kind of pushed it aside and said, okay, sure, fine. It really hurt because I'd go home and be so alone, and I wanted somebody to hang out with, but I just had her. I started thinking, if she didn't want to come over, she could have just said, I don't feel like it. But I was sick and tired of her making excuses. I remember one night I was watching Madagascar while looking through this old book I have. At the time, I was really into spells and Wicca and magic. So I had like this huge book, and I was just flipping through it, looking through it, and my brother came in. Not the one who was taken away, but their son came in, and he asked what was I looking at, and I didn't want to tell him. I said, you'll think I'm crazy and you wouldn't believe me. So he saw it, and he's like, no, you're not crazy, I believe this stuff too. And I was just like, what? So this was in 2008 or something, so I was pretty young, and we started really talking about Wicca and magic, and I was so happy because finally someone didn't think I was crazy. And then he said, don't tell anybody else about this because then they think you're crazy and put you on medication and take you away or something. I guess that's what he thought. I didn't really think that would happen, but anyways. And I showed him my altar, and I thought it was pretty cool. And I also had this awesome, I had these crates stacked up on each other, and then on the top crate it was kind of like upside down, and then I put this little slanted piece of wood and another piece of wood right there, and I put a book on there, and it was this really cool book stand I should say. It was right by my magic circle, or yeah. I always had that on the ground for some odd reason. It made me feel so great, and my whole room had candles and everything. And he considered my room like a sacred temple. Like he considered it very holy. At the time, I just considered it my room. One Friday night or Friday afternoon, I finally convinced my friend to come over, and she finally said, yeah, sure. And she came coming off the bus and we were walking onto our deck, and there was my brother or their son, standing there, literally waiting for me to come home. So he wouldn't. It got to the point where he wouldn't even stare at me normally. He would kind of do like the evil, freaky stare, like where he tilts his head down or tilts it really up and stares. It's scary. It scared the crap out of me. So I would kind of shrink down a little bit when I saw him. He was obsessed with this one lady from his band. I'm not gonna say what band, but he thought she was he thought that she was gonna come and take us away and we would go live happily ever after in his little fairy tale land, I guess. At first, he was talking about this for like 2 weeks, and at first when he first told me, I actually believed him. But then after a while, I started thinking, this is not gonna happen, dude. So finally, he said, she's coming this afternoon. You're thinking 4 hours, so you can have to say goodbye to your friend and start packing. And I said, yeah, sure. We came down to my room, and she's like, something wrong with him? I mean, who's coming? And I was like, oh, she's not really coming. He's been saying that for a while. And when I said that, she kind of got this look on her face, like kind of like, oh my god, he's crazy, kind of look. And so we decided to go to the barn, and right when we were walking to the barn, he came out and he started yelling at us to come back, and we just bolted to the barn. We just kept on running, and he was yelling at us. He wasn't just calling for us to come back, he was literally yelling at us.